go to bed. Besides the cost, the amount of fuel that she uses is ridiculous. I just don't like the environmental impact of it, which is one of the reasons that I want a sailboat. Because, yeah, I know that the sailboat will have other effects, but at least I'll be able to move from point A to point B without using much fuel. I am dressed for paddling. The boat is on the roof. My lake is closed, so I won't be paddling today. Let's talk a little bit about phase 2 on my van. So the whole plan for the van was to keep it simple. The whole plan for build 1 was to keep it simple. A simple counter to cook on, simple power and lights, and it's been great, and we've used it a ton in the 3 years since I built it, but we've learned that we want to make some changes. So here are the changes we want to make. This countertop, which is just plain wood, has taken some abuse, and we want to get an actual countertop for it, corian or formica or something like that. Someone said granite, but I kind of can't see doing granite. This map, which is of Prince William Sound, didn't come out quite the way I wanted, and my wife said that it doesn't really sing to her, so we're going to change it and put in something cooler, a new map. It'll be a new map. It'll still be a map. But not sure what map is going there yet. I don't know. You know, a map of the Outer Banks makes a lot of sense. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's our favorite place to go. I think it should be a map of the Outer Banks. All right, we'll have to figure out how to do that. Power is going to stay the same. I am super happy with these Goal Zero units, except that they're getting really old. They were a little bit old when I got them. They were on sale. And they are 33 watt hours each. The fact is that I rarely ever move into the second one. This one I got used, and it doesn't chain, so I have to just switch the power cables over. But so I'm mainly using this one, which is the one I paid for. And I rarely ever use all of the power. It's really just when we're charging a laptop that it gets completely depleted. So, but the thing that kills me is that currently for about the same size and a little bit more money than I paid for this, all right, half again more money than I paid for this, is a unit that is 500 watt hours. This is 33. And so that is just incredible to me for about the same size unit. So I've got to do some rewiring. I've got to figure out a better way to secure these. This is a kayak strap holding these in place, and it works fine, but it's hard to get to the straps. So I think just a wire cable or something to hold it in place. I might even do away with one of them and put a shelf in here that we could use for storage. And when we need it, we'll just swap out the whole unit. In addition to that, I want to add more lighting in here and behind the map. Lighting is the biggest change that we're doing on the van for phase 2. And so lighting here, I put lights in. I've got a light right here, but when I'm cooking here, which I try not to do, we generally cook outside the van, but when I'm cooking here, I'm in the dark. So I need a light up here, and I want to do a cool accent light under here. I hate when jackets do this. Why do they do this? Check this out. There's no way to hang this jacket. Oh, yeah, there is. I'm an idiot. There you go. The next big change is a swivel seat adapter for just this seat. We're going to leave that one where it is, but this seat we want to be able to swivel. And I have yet to find, this is something about the van life community that hasn't worked well for me, is I've asked a bunch of YouTubers and Instagrammers what swivel seat they're using in their Dodge Sprinter, which is really a Mercedes Sprinter, and no one responds to my messages. I want to know which ones fit well, which ones work well, which ones don't work well, and no one's gotten back to me. So a guy that I know who's got a ProMaster uses the Scopimo swivel seat. but I'm a little concerned that it's not going to work in the Sprinter. So if you have a swivel seat that works in your Dodge or Mercedes Sprinter from circa 2008, 2006 to 2010, I would say, let me know what works for you, because that's another big change that's going to go on here. The whole design of this van was built around having 2 doggy crates, one for Matilda, one for Eloise, and Matilda goes in her crate like a good girl and goes to sleep and is super happy. Eloise rarely goes in her crate, sometimes goes in her sister's crate and starts a fight, which, let me tell you, is a little scary. So Eloise just sleeps on a bed on the floor now. So I'm not quite sure what to do with this space. I might make it storage? I don't know what. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. If you have any bright ideas about what should go into this space, let me know. Yeah, I don't know what's going in there. Okay, so let's go to the back of the van. In the time that I got here and started shooting, look at this big fancy Winnebago. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. Hang on. Okay, the cargo bays. How many times have I used that transition? Seriously. The cargo bays are awesome. We love them. They work really well. I feel like no matter which way I have this, the bed is pushed too far. But they are dark holes, so lights are going to go inside the cargo bays as well, with some switches out here so that we can light them up super easily and find the stuff that we're looking for. When we're traveling, these things are full with gear. With me, it's with paddle gear and camera gear and drone stuff, though I'm super excited about how much smaller my new drone is. Tracy fills this entire bay right here with a little bit of clothes and a lot of art supplies and art gear. So yeah, so lights would be a really nice thing. But we love the cargo bays. They work awesome. The other thing that I'm struggling with in my van is this. The door. I pulled this cover off, the real cover. That's not the real cover. I pulled the cover off so that I could insulate the door, and I'm having a really hard time reattaching something. So I'm on like my 3rd attempt, and see, this thing moves all around. That is not good. So how do you people out there in van world reattach? The door had clips which were plastic that when you remove them they break. I don't want to go back to a crappy clip like that, but it's not a set, the whole opening is not a set size. It's really thin metal, so I'm not sure if I can tap it. But what are people doing about their doors? How do they make this work? So that is phase 2 of the van. That's what we're planning. Ooh, the sun is right behind me. Let's go over here. That's security over my shoulder also. They're gonna tell me to move. That is phase 2 of what I want to do with the van. Pretty minimal stuff, all superficial, super happy with the way everything is really working. But yeah, so that's what we're working on. If you have brilliant ideas of something I should do with my van on phase 2, let me know. It needs to be cleaned is what it needs. All right, see you later.